Hey guys, welcome back to Toolkit. This is episode 11. But before I go any further, I just want to welcome back my co-host, Shamali. She was, out for some time, and I just want to welcome her back. So we are on the outside for episode 11, and we will be interviewing a hospitality professional in the person of Sheldon Charles. He has been operating here in St. Kitts and Nevis for more than 5 years. He has worked in different sectors of the hospitality industry, and there is lots of things to talk about. Sheldon, tell us about yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for coming to Sangria. Thank you for choosing us. My name is Sheldon Charles. I hail from St. George's, Grenada. If you know anything about Grenada, I would just say that I'm a Carnage boy. I've lived and worked in St. Kitts for the last 5 years, since 2015. And fast forward 5 years, I'm here at Sangria Bar and Sugar and Spice Sushi. And we just aim to provide excellent service to the Kittitian public.
Great.
So before moving here to the land of sugar, you were land of spice. Were you into the hospitality industry before?
Yes, I got into the hospitality industry at about 20 years, when I was 20 years old. My parents are both entrepreneurs, and I just wanted to experience something different. So I jumped ship, so to speak. And I ended up at a job at an airline catering company back home in Grenada. And then I moved around a little bit just to gain exposure, just to gain experience, just to, sharpen my skills and so on. And, I worked at a few, distinguished properties back home and in St. Kitts as well. And as I said before, here I am. My experience ranged from airline catering to fine dining restaurants, industrial catering in the sense of catering for call centers and so on. And it's quite vast, it's quite diverse, and it's good. I always want to share it.
Great. So as a hospitality professional working in food and beverage, I'm sure that you have worked in different areas of tourism and hospitality. What are some of those areas, if you have any?
Well, I've worked in yachting. I've worked at a property back home called Prickly Bay Marina. I've worked at a 6-diamond hotel, Spice Island Beach Resort. I've worked at a beach club in the property of Carambola Beach Resort. I've worked in wines, fine wines to be particular, at Opus Fine Wines and Spirits. And I'm here at Sangria Bar and Sugar and Spice Kitchen doing sushi and exotic cocktails. So it's quite a very, a broad spectrum of experience I've had.
Great.
So why sushi? When you come to St. Kitts, you don't really hear about sushi. Why sushi?
Well, I wouldn't quite say you don't hear about sushi in St. Kitts. You won't see it on a billboard, or you won't see it in the lights, quote unquote. But I think the patronizing persons and the customers in St. Kitts appreciate good sushi. And if you go to count the amount of properties pre-COVID-19 that was offering sushi, he would give some more insight into the market of sushi in St. Kitts. What brought me to it is fate, to be honest with you. I wasn't into sushi per se, but I got to St. Kitts and I got intimate with it, with buying the products and interacting with the personnel that use it, that use the products and so on. And there was an opportunity that arose to operate a sushi bar right behind Sangria. That's Sugar and Spice Sushi. So I grabbed hold of it with two hands and I learning, and I think the public appreciate what we're offering so far.
Nice.
Great. So you're the owner of Sugar and Spice Sushi, Sugar and Spice Kitchen. What is the story behind the name? Because I know a name for anything, there's always a story behind of it. So what inspired you to give your company that name?
Well, as you know, as you may know, when you're opening a business or you're starting to operate a business, the concept is the biggest, or is one of the first challenges or one of the first hurdles you'll have to encounter, or you would encounter. Sugar, or Sugar City rather, is a nickname for St. Kitts, and where I come from is a spice island. Now, Sugar and Spice is where I am right now. I am a Grenadian. I hold fast to my country of birth, but I'm in a new place now that has embraced me, and they say home is where you feel at home. Home is where you're accepted. So I put both of them together and I just came up with the concept Sugar and Spice Sushi, or Sugar and Spice Kitchen rather.
Awesome. So being from the spice aisle, I'm almost certain that most of your dishes are spice related. You have something, or do you have a signature dish that originated from Grenada as a spice aisle?
Well, to be honest with you, we don't have one as yet, but we're working on one. We want to make sure that we capture the full content and the full concept of the Kittitian palette, so that we can marry the spice and marry the sugar together and give you a good product.
Oh, so you have something for sugar as well?
We have something for sugar as well.
Nice. As it relates to you transitioning from the spice land to sugar land, was it difficult for you to transition?
Well, yes. There was some difficulty. I mean, it's a new culture, even though it's Caribbean culture. Nonetheless, it's people operate in a different way. So the first and the biggest challenge was adjusting to the culture, understanding how, the Kittitian, the regular Kittitian man thinks, how the regular Kittitian man embraces, how he loves, how he operates, and then, mimicking or adjusting myself, to the environment that I am in now. Added to that, when I came here, the focus was just on hard work. So hard work is the same in any culture. So I buckle along and here I am.
That's really good. But we're in COVID-19 now, a pandemic, and it has disrupted so many economies across the region and across the world. How has COVID-19 affected your business, and were you able to cope? You did mention that one of your businesses, well, you didn't mention it, but I know that one of your businesses were opened in March of this year, and that is right in the heart of when the pandemic, started. So how has that been?
Well, I read, on Facebook, there does always have these little quotes here and there. One of the quotes I read recently was, "A plague is a blessing for God's people." So I think I was one of God's people, because after COVID-19, or not after COVID-19, I should say, since COVID-19, we have done, fairly well with both, both properties, if you want to call them both properties, but they're still nearby. In March, we started on March 17th. And about March 27, 28, the first lockdown was announced. Um, Immediately my mind went into marketing mode. I didn't, I didn't quiver. I didn't get frightened. What I did was understand that people is going to be in their houses. People is going to be glued to their handheld devices. People are going to be on their tablets. People are going to be looking. So I employed or I engaged a few marketing companies. I don't know if I can mention the names here, but inside SKN with Victoria Hendrickson and Chrisanda McCoy, and Caribbean Marketing with Nigel Farrell, and all the word of mouth people like the grannies and the Petrine, and all the supporters. They understood the situation, and they helped us, put the word out, because it was a crisis, yes, but I saw the opportunity in the crisis, and we capitalized on it, I would say, and we brought a lot of customers by our marketing means. In addition to that, well, the stock of restaurants, was less, and we were fortunate to be not categorized as a restaurant but as a snack it. And being a snack it, we were able to offer takeaway service, and persons appreciated that. They would come and grab their stuff and go. All right, we did specials because at this time, persons' incomes were reduced, and we want them to be able to appreciate and have the same, things in life that they had before. So we reduced the prices and so on, and we made people feel good in a bad time, or we tried to make people feel good in a bad time, and that's how we came through it, by focusing on our customers and employing a very aggressive marketing strategy, or aggressive marketing approach.
So how has it been reopening to the public? Because you did mention that you were doing cateways and so takeaways to different people. How has it been reopening to the public? How has the support been?
Well, the support has been tremendous. I mean, a lot of persons come, and it's a bit of an enigma to them. They see, somebody not of Asian descent selling sushi. They see not the typical hospitality professional, I should say, operating in a very public place, and they come and they lend their support. They understand the situation, and they work with us. They work with us. We have introduced or put in place all the protocols to safeguard against the spread of COVID-19. The hand sanitizers. We space out the stools 6 feet apart. We serve drinks in wrap straws. We don't remove the wrapping on the straws anymore. We offer sanitary cups in place of the hard glasses unless you insist on a hard glass. And we keep our distance, so social, even though it's a bar. So it was challenging. It was challenging. It had its challenges, but we were anticipating opening, so we were in a state of readiness.
So as you know, we're somewhat at an ease as it relates to the whole COVID situation. What's next with Sugar and Spice?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we intend to encapsule the Kitishan palette even more. I mean, what we offer now is well received, but we're not in the business of sitting on our loins. So we developing new menu items, both at Sangria and Sugar and Spice. We're trying to purchase smarter so that we can transfer the savings from the purchasing onto the customers, so that they can get reasonably priced food and beverage and have a good time when they come out, even though their incomes has been, a bit tempered and so on. And we continuing to carry a big, broad smile. We continuing to carry that part of our uniform everywhere we go. So we look forward to welcoming people and serving them and taking care of them.
Apart from COVID, were there any challenges starting your businesses?
Of course, I don't think you could ever have enough money when you're starting a business. I think we underestimate the power of marketing, and this COVID-19 period really, brought that forward. That, marketing and social media marketing in particular is very important in starting a business. Of course, the um, the administrative and all the legal work and the paperwork that you have to do to start a business is always a challenge as well. Staffing is a challenge, and in the beginning, in starting a business, you have to really understand what your customer wants. Even though you do market research and you talk to everybody, they might give you, and they give you their advice. But starting the business and really relating to the customers, to find out what they want and what they appreciate, is a challenge because you're gonna make some mistakes. So those were the challenges.
So you did mention earlier that you worked in different areas of the hospitality industry. You worked at Ocean Terrace Inn. You worked at different bars and restaurants. You're the owner of two snackets and bars. Have you worked in other Caribbean countries before, or internationally?
No, well, I spent time in different countries, but the work that I've always done in those countries are pro bono, free work. I work in Trinidad, giving advice and sharing my experience. But the two countries that I've put in the most work in, I would claim on my resume is Grenada and Saint Kitts. But being in Saint Kitts, I've worked with so much nationalities. It's almost like I'm on a cruise ship. It helps me. If you look at the tagline that we have for Sugar and Spice, it says, "Where culture and cuisine meets." All right, it just exemplifies the kaleidoscope of people that we have in Saint Kitts and the experience that you can gain through their eyes.
So as it relates to assistance to small business from, let's say, the government, how has that been for you?
Well, to be honest, I have not applied for any government assistance, so I don't know, what the government offers. The assistance I have gotten would have been from the St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla National Bank. I've worked very closely with the bank prior to COVID-19, and they were very benevolent about the situation, and they provided very good assistance to me. I've had assistance from other restaurateurs and other hospitality professionals, but I think in my personal opinion, there should be more assistance offered, or more technical assistance offered to small business people who did not have such a great challenge pre-COVID-19 with their finances. When I say big challenges, I'm talking about how to manage their finances, how to make every dollar count in this time. How to purchase smarter, how to sell smarter, how to market their product smarter. I think that, I don't know if they have a small business bureau in St. Kitts or the Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if anybody find that kind of assistance, but I think now is a totally new game, a totally new ball game in terms of how you manage your business, and that is the kind of assistance I think that persons really need, to be able to see that business is not, a quote-unquote small shop operation all the time. You need to be able to plan ahead and have reserves and plan for different scenarios. So I think technical assistance, as well as financial, because everybody need money, would be good. That is the kind of assistance I would have liked.
So, as a hospitality professional, what are some of the plans that you have for the advancement of your career and your different businesses?
Well, the immediate plans I have, as I said earlier, is to just improve on the product that we have now. Get sunk in terms of adjusting to this new era of doing business, and putting ourselves in a very firm position, so that when the the inventory, if you want to call it that, of hotels and restaurants, increase again when the borders open and all that type of thing. We're in a position that persons would still remember us. They would still remember Sugar and Spice and Sangria, and the patronage would continue. Added to that, I believe in life that one must constantly chisel themselves. They must chisel themselves psychologically, they must chisel themselves emotionally, physically and otherwise. And in terms of my career, I am always looking at better in my psyche, reading more books, taking more courses, and fine-tuning my craft. So get the products really, really good and improving my craft.
So earlier you said that you use marketing to push your business. What are some strategies that you would tell some persons to try to do to push their business as well?
Well, I would offer them the advice of being omnipresent. Being omnipresent is being everywhere, but being visible everywhere. Don't just sponsor your ads and put them up on Facebook. Use influencers, use people, use grown men. In addition to that, take the social media marketing very, very serious because it does work. I've seen it. Marketing, we still on marketing. Use your word of mouth marketing. Word of mouth marketing is a serious thing, to be quite honest with you. The experience that you offer your customers, the product that you offer your customers is the biggest piece of marketing. Because once a box of food or a box of sushi or a cocktail tastes really, really good and is impressive, that is marketing. That is the biggest piece of selling that you can do. Because your profit really and truly comes from that man who enjoys that product, going and bring his brother and going and bring his friend to come back to patronize your business. That is your profit right there. So work on your product, work on the social media marketing, and try and be omnipresent. Don't just be, I put an ad on Facebook and that is it.
You also stated that you use some marketing strategies or marketing business in St. Kitts and Nevis to push your business. Was it challenging for you to work with them?
Well, I don't think it was challenging. I had a little bit of a challenge in the beginning. I mean, I work with two companies, so I wouldn't say one, but they were a bit, just like everybody else, they were a bit hesitant to market, to be very aggressive during the COVID-19 because the understanding that they had, or the situation that they saw was, look, everybody locked down. Everybody feeling the pinch. Everybody feeling the bind. So it's not much that we can do. But I encourage them to look. Let's go further. Let's go harder. Let's go faster. And they jump on board. They understood where I was coming from, and we did well. We did very, very, very well in terms of marketing. So moreover, I wouldn't say there's much of a challenge. I didn't experience much of a challenge.
So as it relates to location, most times you find these kind of restaurants to be on the strip or let's say in the heart of town. You're located here at Camps. Why here?
Well, I think I am of the opinion that Camps is the new city. We have the food court here. There is, not to promote anybody, but there is a lot of supermarkets. There is Island Foods, or Island Food rather. There is Rams, there is Best Buy in close proximity. There is the gas station that used to operate 24 hours right there. There's a medical facility just at the roundabout. There is two universities also in close proximity. There is the UMHS and there is Ross University. And I think that the Ross University students in particular really appreciate the proximity of the food court. The food court provides ample parking. The temperature up here is very temperate. Even in the daytime, there's always a sea breeze blowing. You know, even in midday, even in hot sun outside, very, very hot. And you would sit at this bar or you would sit at the food court rather, and you would enjoy breezy conditions. That alone is enough stimulus to come up here. You know, so I think the location is perfect, the location is ideal, and not to brown nose anybody, but the person who decided on putting the facility here have a little bit of understanding of the market. You know.
I think it was a good choice in bringing the business here because, as Shamali would have stated, most bars and restaurants they operate in that central area, being on the strip, and everybody is just in one area, and so there's not a lot of movement. And coming here was an opportunity for persons in the area. I mean, the university students to have something in close proximity to have a weekend life, a Friday night life, and that's a very very good strategy. But do you have plans to grow in terms of moving to different locations, not moving from here, but opening at another location?
Well, to be honest with you, during the COVID-19 period, I mean, when I say during the COVID-19 period, we're still in the COVID-19 period, but at its inception on us, meaning around March, a lot of businesses or a few businesses were considering closing down, and they offered me different locations to operate, and I turned them down because I like this location. If there is another opportunity that arises when the borders are open and the cruise ships return, and I am able, resource-wise, to capitalize on the opportunity, then I would take it. But there is no plans per se. We are just concentrated right now on solidifying our piece of market share, and continuing to provide excellent service, to our patrons and our prospective patrons.
Mr. Charles, what motivated you to start selling cocktails and sushi? What inspired you to do that specific thing?
Well, entrepreneurship is in my blood. I mean, anybody that know me back home know that my parents never worked for anybody. I am probably the only person in my family that worked for a company. We always try to do our own thing. So what motivated me was just wanting to see something outside of what my family, culture is of, always doing their own thing. And over the years, I've grown to love what I do. And, I think leadership is always divinely inspired. So, I stay humble. And humbleness in my interpretations mean listening to the Spirit. I mean listening to God's direction, or seeing God's direction. So, and following it. That is my interpretation of humbleness. Not to be meek, but to follow God's direction. And I think, that motivates me. Seeing God's plans for me, and following the path. So another piece of motivation that I have is my family. Both my extended family and the immediate family. Making sure that they're well taken care of. And not much motivates me. After that, I think what causes me to change is that I'm addicted to change. You have a song that say, I used to be I used to, but I never got used to being what I used to. So, so I always want to improve the person that I am. I always want to change things, for the better. So that keeps me motivated.
So you said that you worked with persons before. That's mean you were employed by someone and you're also an entrepreneur. Which one would you say you prefer, or is the best way to go for some persons?
Well, the thing is, sometimes you ask young people, most young people, you ask them, what they want to do or where you see yourself in 5 years. That is my experience interviewing young people, and they tell you, well, I want to open my own business, or in 5 years' time, I want to run my own business. I think working for people and being able to help people improve their businesses is not something that you should shun on, or you should shun on. In this life, I think we always need a dream carrier. A dream carrier is somebody that really understands your perspective, somebody that really knows or could feel you, feel your spirit, you know. And working for people helps you be that dream carrier, or could help you be that dream carrier. I can honestly say that I prefer either one. When I work for companies, I appreciated making a contribution to the company. I got recognition from it for it. It helped me to grow as a person. Being an entrepreneur helps me provide incomes and jobs for people, and it also helps me to give back. So I can't really honestly say that I have a preference in working for people or working for myself. All I have a preference is in giving service. I like to give service to people. I think King Selassie said, a life of service is a life worth living. Yeah. So that is my thing.
So most persons here at Toolkit are entrepreneurs, are doing their own thing, like myself and the videographer. And my question, what are some advice that you would give to us and persons outside of Toolkit?
Well, the biggest piece of advice I would like to offer you is to understand what your customer wants. Understand the market. All right? And in addition to understanding the market and understanding what your customer wants, I have a friend who does normally come and visit us here at Sangria. He does say, keep your eye on the O. Keep your eye on the O. Keep your eye on the O means balance your books every day. Understand what's going on with your finances, because at the end of the day, you're in business to make money.
Yeah.
You're in business to make money. So keep your eye on the O and understand what your customer wants.
So Sheldon, how has the employee retention been, in terms of training your staff, operating a small business? How has the, managing your human resource been?
Well, in hospitality, in the hospitality industry, I should say, statistically, the turnover is higher than other industries. Because in the hospitality industry, you have hot kitchens, and you have, intoxicated people at bars, and it's easy to get it's relatively easy to get into the hospitality industry.
Yes.
So we don't always attract, the best people unless you have a strong human resource section of your operation. So employee retention is not our strong suit. I mean, I must be quite honest. However, I mean in the past, however, we have found some good people have come to us because people want to work at a place that they know have standards, that they know have quality and quality control and that kind of thing. So we have attracted some very, 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 very good people, and we hope to continue training them, and retaining them. The fortunate part or the blessing with COVID-19 is that some very good people from some very good places, unemployed, so our hope now is to attract those people, and try to retain them, retaining people is not always the easiest feat. It takes a lot of balance. It takes a lot of empathy and understanding, of persons, to be able to retain them. But we're doing our best. We want to make sure that we have the best service being brought forward to you. So we're looking for the best people, so person should bear that in mind.
You mentioned that St. Kitts is your home next to Grenada. Do you give back to St. Kitts or plan to?
Yes, we give back to St. Kitts. We have made small contributions to the St. Christopher home. We have made donations to other startups. There's people that come to us with proposals, DJs, other persons in that field of entertainment and so on, that looking to do new things, provide new experiences, but they are startups, and we purchase their service. I think purchasing their service, or purchasing a new business's service, is a way of giving back, because you're helping them to get started. You're becoming one of their first customers and so on. We give back in that way, and we try, as I say, in economically, we try to purchase smarter, and purchase at the best prices, and pass on the savings to our customers. I think passing on the savings to your customers is an ethical business practice, and we contribute in that way. I myself contribute by being part of a few organizing committees. I'm a member of the group called Professional Promoters. And anybody else that would like me to lend my assistance technically to any group or any association in St. Kitts, feel free. When I go to church, I pay my tithes, so there would be the longer I stay here, I can't count on one finger, how I've contributed, but as they say in Jamaica, every maker make a mucker. I give where here and there where I could,
So, as we prepare to wrap up this discussion, do you have any final words for the listening audience?
Yes, God is the greatest. First of all, hold firm to your faith. I also want to say that, for the small business people out there, use this time to restructure your business. Don't use it as a time to fold, or use it as a time to get scared and run out of the market and that kind of thing. Use it as a time to restructure your business, so you could come stronger, when we have some semblance of normalcy return, the borders opening and so on. Continue to craft yourself, continue to chisel yourself in all the planes of life, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. So read.
On behalf of all of us here at Toolkit, we would like to thank you and congratulate you on all of your accomplishments you made right here in St. Kitts.
Okay, guys, so we are going to head into another segment of the show where we're going to be interviewing some patrons and employees who would have been supporting the businesses of Sheldon Charles over the years.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
So it's Ariel, right? Yes. So how has it been working with the different businesses that belong to Sheldon Charles? I mean, how has the experience been? Because Charles mentioned that you would have been providing technical support and assistance. Tell us about that, and of course the food. I know at some point you would have tried the food, the sushi and different items on the menu. Tell us about it.
My experience so far doing tech support for Sangria and Sugar and Spice is that I would say that it's an innovative process with a sort of resourceful sort of mix to it. The reason why I would say that is that the idea behind Sangria and Sugar and Spice is that it provides quality, a quality product in an area where persons generally, in an area where it's not as advanced as Frigibel. So whereas the prices would be much higher in Frigibel, you could actually get a good quality product here at Sangria. Now it's innovative because a lot of the technology I have to implement here has to be scaled to suit the environment. The POS systems have to be both affordable and still flexible. Everything has to be mobile to enable the cashiers to be able to quickly talk to customers and enter in orders and quickly make change, quickly be able to respond. Even the sound system here, we had a unique opportunity where we had to run a whole DJ through the sound system, right? Which is something that a lot of persons don't get to try, but I was actually got the opportunity to do that here. So it's said the business and the practice here is very innovative, and it takes advantage of the fact that you can do a lot and still make things very affordable. That's one of the things that I would say is quite interesting about doing tech support here.
So as it relates to the taste of the food, how is it?
Now, that's an interesting story. You see, I am the type of person that was not into sushi, plain and simple. I did not like sushi. However, after eating sugar and spices twist to sushi, it actually changed my perception of it. Straight out. So I would actually be here every week trying to see if I could get a sushi bowl or something. And it's quite interesting. But I would say that the name Sugar and Spice, it sort of brought about the idea where he was fusing multiple cultures together. So he somehow managed to fuse, the Asian sushi with the Caribbean flavor. So right then and there, I could get sushi and still the Caribbean spices that we are accustomed to here.
So Ariel, we would like to thank you for your time and your generosity.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So now we're here with Petrine Clark, one of the patrons, a regular patron here at Sugar and Spice. So tell us about your experience here.
From since I have been coming here, it has been delightful. Customer service is excellent. They make me feel comfortable. First name basis, always feel welcome. Always willing to serve and do what you want them to do, the way you want them to do it.
And I mean, how is the food like? Because if you go to a restaurant and the food is not good, I don't think you're gonna go back.
No, you're not going to.
And you've been supporting this business for a long period of time, I assume. Tell us
Yes.
about the food.
Can I just give you an experience? Sometimes I'm not hungry, but I sit close enough to the kitchen and just to see them prepare it and the smell of it, all of a sudden I want to eat it. So I just eat it. I love it. I love the sushi. And like I say, customer service goes a long way. Sometimes you don't want things, but because of the comfort, it encourages you to just buy.
And what do you say to the general public? I mean, the persons who are viewing, what do you say to them about the business Sugar and Spice? Give them your general view and your opinion about the company.
I would tell them, come on up. You won't feel excluded. Everybody is a part, everybody is comfortable, and most persons who are here, they're here almost every week. So that's a good image because it means that something good is happening.
So, Ms. Clark, thank you so much for your time. You're being here on Toolkit. And of course, in the future, we're hoping to do something like this again where we can have you back, even one day as one of the interviewees, you know. But what I say to you, continue to support the business because I believe in supporting small businesses. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
So we're here with another guest, the well-known Tyrone Brown, also known as Granny. So tell us about your experience here at Sugar and Spice.
I don't eat at Sugar and Spice so much, right? That they give me a free shot. I didn't even notice. Right? But I'm telling you, if you see me eat by a place, that place well look after. Well, in a sense, like the vibes you get from the people, yeah, you could come back again. The taste of the food, up there. And when I say up there, it up there. Cause I don't eat up there. Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been supporting this business over the years. How has it been with the customer service, and what do you say to other persons who are viewing this episode?
Well, one thing with customer service, right, and I always believe eating at different places is that when you approach the people them good, you're going to get back the good vibes. And over the time I come in here, so it's like, yeah, the vibes here. The vibes here.
So other than it being up there, what are other things you want to say about Sugar and Spice?
Sugar and Spice. The sushi is up there. And mine, when I say up there, the sushi up there. Right, yeah. I love the sushi, I won't tell you. Like, you got a volcano to eat, and the man totally name one half of me and all, but you can't come and ask for it. Because you up there, the price ain't up there. The price normal, eh? But yeah, that's just for me because of up there. Yeah. We up there? Okay.
Yeah, we up there.
So Daddy would like to thank you for coming and let us know that Sugar and Spice is up there.
Yeah, Sugar and Spice up there. Yeah, see the sign up there.
So you're a DJ, you're into entertainment. You have been supporting Sangria Sugar and Spice Bar for some time. What is the experience like playing at this bar versus playing at some other bar on the strip or in town or at any other event?
Okay, well, first of all, before I started playing here, I was just like a normal patron here, you know, come in and just check out the vibes, and the music was just normally playing from the stereo system. And still, the crowd around here is kind of different. We have a more macho crowd, people coming around, and you know, the environment is just good. And I'm in the entertainment business, having a word with Sheldon, which is my fellow countryman from Grenada. He decided that he wanted to do something on a Friday, you know. I mean, my business just be cut entertainment business, just be other places on a Friday. Because I enjoy the environment here, up here, the atmosphere, you know, the kind of service that he gives here, you understand? Plus the Grenadian vibes, because, you know, that's my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I come here and do my thing every Friday.
And you know, what is the food like? Because I mean, if you've been supporting this business, playing here, of course you would have tried the food sometime. What is the food like?
Sure.
Because I've never had sushi, but tell me.
But the thing about it too, I wasn't really a big sushi lover as well. But when I come up here, I always been around the place. You can't be in Rome and do like the Romans. So
Yeah.
I tried it and it's awesome. It's something I think, you know, I'll continue eating, you know. Yeah, I got a little like into it, and I'll surely encourage other people to come and try it. Because not only the food tasting good, but it's reasonably priced, plus good customer service in a nice area. Can't ask for better.
So DJ Cutter, I would like to thank you for coming here and giving us your take on Sugar and Spice and Sangria.
Thanks for having me.
So we're here with Kevin, Kev, the great bartender here at Sangria. Tell us about your experience here being an employee under Mr. Charles.
It's the best experience what I'm getting here. I mean, you get to learn everything. Like every day it's like a new day. You get to learn everything new, and the best thing is like the recipes for making sangria or anything you say is the unique one and the best one. And while making the drink as a bartender, I can enjoy making those drink, and it's fun working with sangria bar. I'm sorry.
So seeing that you're the bartender, we know you have worked with several customers. How is the feedback from the customers been?
What feedback I get is, I'll tell you, I mean, wherever you work, I mean, if you give the best customer service to people, and even if you make a little bit mistake, like even in the drink, but the way you treat your customer, that's the most important thing, and they like that, and they enjoy my company and the way I give them service. That's the best thing I can say that.
Okay, so working here at a bar owned and operated by someone who is from Grenada, the Spice Isle. Do you have any drinks that are spice related, signature drinks, anything like that?
Yeah, the spice related thing is we have the Spice Man. It's the best cocktail, and when I started doing that, I mean, I really loved it. It has the good blend and good flavor to it, and yeah, that's what I can say. It's a good one.
Do you have any spice and sugar drink? Because coming from Spice, Mr. Charles, and being here in Sugar City.
Yeah. He has the recipe what he used to make rum punch, the spice rum punch. It's the best what I have tried ever, and yeah, I mean there's no comparison like between that rum punch what he makes it and what I get it outside.
So just say some final words to the persons who are tuned in and listening to this episode of Toolkit.
I mean, good afternoon to you guys, and this is the best place to get the good vibes, good food, and good customer service. What you get here, and one thing is guaranteed that if you come here, you're gonna go with the smile, and you're gonna love everything, whatever you're gonna get here. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Kev, for your time.
Thank you.
So guys, we're here with Karen Phillip. She is a patron of Sugar and Spice and Sangria Bar. She has been supporting these two bars for quite some time. And so we're going to hear from Miss Phillip. How has the experience been? The food, the drinks, the atmosphere? Tell us.
The atmosphere is real nice. The bartender, Shashida, right now, she's on sick leave right now. Me and my co-worker, Barbara, and my family, Ray, we come down here every weekend and enjoy ourselves. We enjoy the cocktail, we enjoy the free drinks, we enjoy the music, we enjoy the food. We enjoy everything at the bar here. So we are like everybody to come down to. I'm passionate because it's a cool line. Nobody harassing you, nobody, everybody know one another. We get to know one another. And we move on.
Yeah, and so what is the customer service like?
The customer service is a deal. I don't know what word to use for the customer service because I in the hotel industry for nearly 17, 16 years, and if you see me come out here, I have to tell you that it's real nice. It's real nice. I love the customer service. It's real good.
So how is the sushi?
The sushi is real nice. I eat mostly the shrimps. I love the shrimps and I love the fish. It's real nice.
Have you had the volcano? I've been hearing about this volcano.
It's hot in my boy. I'm a pepper fan, I'm a pepper fan, but it's real hot.
Yeah.
It's real nice.
So, what is your most favorite dish from Sugar and Spice and your favorite drink?
My favorite drink, my favorite drink is Hennessy and cranberry juice. And I love that there. And my favorite dish is the volcano, but the chef, he don't have to put the pepper in. He tell me he'll make a vegetable for me, so I don't have to really get that volcano taste. They're hot.
Okay.
Real nice though. Real nice.
So just give your final words to the persons tuned in here on Toolkit. tell him to come on down and
I tell
support
Willie,
the bar.
come on down and support the bar. And let me tell you, the customer service is real, real nice. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's real, real nice. So come down.
So guys, this was just Karen Phillips. She's a patron. She has been supporting Sugar and Spice and Sangria Bar for some time. She has just given you her honest opinion
Very honest
about
opinion.
the service, the customer service, the quality of the food and drinks here at the bar. Thank you, Miss
Thank you
Phillips.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Karen. So, Mr. Charles wanted to come back again. He really loved the experience. He asked that he will come back. So, we have one more question for you. Who was your biggest support while starting your business?
Well, besides God, my biggest support was Rashida Bridgewater. Rashida Bridgewater is my spouse, my better half, my lady, and the head bartender here, so to speak. When I say head bartender, I'm talking about the person everybody come up here and call for by name. She's the face of the property, and or the business rather, and she was my biggest support. And at this time she's not feeling well. She's in a hospital, and I just want to make sure that we give her just due. Rashida, when you're looking at this, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And Rashida, we do hope that you get better.
Yes. So guys, we're here with Angel. She's a bartender here in Sangria, and she's going to tell us a little bit or a lot about this drink. I want to taste it, but she's going to tell us about the drink. Tell us about your experience being a bartender here.
So this is the famous Sangria. It's a tropical medley of fruits infused with brandy, topped off with Moscato and Sprite, garnished with some mint leaf and cherry.
So how is the experience working here at Sangria?
To be honest, I've been here less than a week and it's been really great. Really great. This is the first time I'm actually doing bartending, and he was willing to train me. So I highly respect him for that.
So, last question, as it relates to the customers, how was the feedback from them being?
Everybody's okay. Everybody's loving Sangria, as far as I see.
So, Angel, was it difficult for you to learn how to mix these drinks?
As I said, I started Thursday and it's been a breeze.
So, Angel, we'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for making this drink for us.
So we're here with Roger Brisbane from Hibiscus Spirits, and he'll be making a hibiscus-related drink for us. But he's going to tell us a little bit more about the drink. He's going to go in depth. Go ahead.
Well, thanks, gentlemen and lady, for having me here tonight. A little impromptu, always great to be with our friend Sheldon and Sangria. We came here this evening to promote hibiscus spirits, specifically our hibiscus spice rum and our hibiscus coconut rum. We started this product about a year ago, and we make it on island. It's all local. It's made with sorrel, which is Roselle hibiscus. It's grown here locally, and we infuse both of the rums with the hibiscus. The coconut rum is also a special one, and tonight Daniel, our mixologist, is gonna be making what we call a fling. And that fling starts a fling. You know what? I'm sure you've had flings, both of you flings. And this fling is when hibiscus meets ting. So, and it's awesome. So we're using hibiscus coconut rum with a homemade sorrel ice, or what we like to refer to sorrel as hibiscus. So this hibiscus sorrel ice has ginger and lemongrass in it. It's non-alcoholic, and we put it in the glass with a shot of the hibiscus coconut rum and topped with ting. It's something that you're gonna wanna drink all night for sure. And that's why you call it a fling.
So give us a brief run through how you came up with the hibiscus spirits.
Well, a few years ago, hibiscus or sorrel was always my favorite drink, and it still is. Christmas time, I didn't realize it could grow year round, and I realized and learned that it was the official name is Roselle hibiscus. That's the name internationally. That's the name used mostly in Asia, Africa, also hibiscus sabdurifer. We call it in the Caribbean sorrel. In Mexico, they call it jamaica. In Florida, they call it Florida cranberry. And in other areas, they call it something else. But the scientific name is Roselle hibiscus. So once I learned that and I knew we could grow it year round, I went to the farmers, and the farmers are growing it year round for us, and hence we are able to produce this product here in St. Kitts as a local product and make sure that we offer it to the bars and mix awesome cocktails. We also have hibiscus gin, which we make here as well. I'm just going to grab both of them, I'm sorry. But that's our hibiscus tequila, red. And then we also have hibiscus gin. So all made and blended here locally. The tequila, the base of the tequila comes from Mexico, and we blend it on island, and we are now about, hopefully, we might be a month or two away from getting our registration in the U.S.
So how has it been working with Sheldon for your alcoholic?
Well, Sheldon is a great guy and very entrepreneurial. He's got a great entrepreneurial spirit. So we enjoy working with him because he's open to our ideas and certainly open to us coming to the bar and promoting not just our products, but we're working with him in many different forms. So we're happy to be part of this experience here, and I think we're going to do something with Sheldon on a weekly basis, probably every Friday or maybe every day. So you will certainly be, if you want to have a hibiscus experience and a fling, come to Sangria.
You have to add that fling.
Yeah, you gotta come. If you want a fling, come to Sangria. So anyway, so Daniel's gonna make up the fling for you. It's a simple cocktail. Soon you'll be able to buy our sorrel hibiscus ice in the stores around. We're gonna start making it very soon. All right.
So we're drinking a hibiscus coconut rum. So it's a toasted coconut flavour that you're going to get from it. But I want you just to gently put it up to your nose, but don't burn your nostril. Do it nice and easy. I want you to tell me what you can smell now. Right, I want you to taste it. But when you're tasting it now, just watch what I do. Soak in some oxygen and let the saliva build up. It's going to change the flavour from what you got at the taste, okay, in your nose. Have a little go.
It's not that strong. Come on. It's not that strong.
Do it again.
But you're gonna love the fling. That's why we created the fling.
Somebody the fling.
Yeah. Go ahead. You. Yeah.
Okay. You're over-exaggerating here, I think.
No,
You're gonna love the fling, though.
Right, then we make the fling.
Yeah, let's make the fling.
There's definitely a fling.
So as Roger said before, we're using the sorrel ice, and this is just going to be a simple cocktail. The reason why we chose this is that everybody could make it at home. So it's just a simple, easy recipe. 3 ingredients. Just a little bit of the ice is going to start melting, and some ting. Just a simple pour, guys. There we go. Have a taste. Ladies first.
Just stir it up.
That's better, right?
That's good.
Enjoy.
How is it?
You want to try it?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
This is sorrel and the coconut making mix.
I think there's a fling here as well.
That's a fling. That's a fling. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers.
So do you have any final words for the viewers, the listeners?
Yeah, definitely come to Sangria's and experience some more flings. We do have a larger menu with 6 or 7 more drinks that will be added. I'll be here next Friday with Sheldon and myself. And we're going to have a little pop-up hibiscus bar. So come along and have a good experience. We will be doing this on a consistent weekly basis then. So
Awesome. So we were just here with some members of Hibiscus Spirits. They showed us how to make some drinks. We have here the Hibiscus Gin. We have the Hibiscus Red. And this one is the Hibiscus what?
Coconut.
The Hibiscus Coconut.
On behalf of all of us here at Toolkit, we would like to thank the Hibiscus and, of course, Sheldon Charles for his ongoing support towards Toolkit and his generosity.
So guys, I'm Devon Cornelius, your host, and this is my hostess, Shamali Newton. It was a wonderful edition of episode 11 here with Toolkit. So happy coming outside, interviewing Sheldon Charles, the owner of Sugar and Spice and Sangria, and of course the professionals from Hibiscus Spirits. We hope to see you next week for episode 12. See you soon. Thank you.
I remember we're outside.
Outside.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.